Hey everyone, I'm Mary Joanna. The topic of today's short talk is play is the essence of game. Now, when I say game, I'm talking about game in the colloquial sense of the ability to effectively seduce. Game is the ability to win the game of seduction. This is something that many people, especially men, want to learn, and today I'm going to reveal the secret at the heart of this talent. So let's get to it. Now, game is often misunderstood. Sometimes people think that game is slightly ridiculous. It's gimmicky pickup tactics or tacky, scripted exchanges. On the other hand, other people think that game is dark and malevolent. It's Machiavellian and manipulative, in the sense that the man is attempting to satisfy his sexual desire at the expense of the woman. Both of these expressions of game do exist in reality. Let's not pretend that they don't. However, I think that both really miss the mark with respect to the heart of game, which is play. Play is the essence of game. So let's talk about play for a minute. Play also gets a bad rap. It's something that children do, not mature and serious adults like us. And when it does occur, it's something silly or trivial, a bit of entertainment or a fantastic interlude before we get back to the important business of life. We think that play only occurs during clearly defined periods of leisure, which legitimizes the time outside of those periods as not play. Ironically, playing at not playing is the most common and pervasive form of play there is. Unfortunately, most people are so identified with their play, they are so psychologically close to their roles, that they truly don't believe that they are playing and will become offended at the suggestion that they are. This is precisely why play is so dangerous and therefore effective in seduction. It's transgressive in the sense that it can alter a person's fundamental sense of reality. So, what is play? Play occurs when a person succeeds in cultivating the perception of a separate reality within the overarching reality that is only accessible to the initiated, in which the objects of play assume a special significance independent of their meaning in the overarching reality. Consider what a child does. Whereas you or I might just see a pencil, which perception will activate all of a pencil's attendant associations, a child might see a spaceship hurtling through the cosmos on a desperate mission to save the galaxy. Anyone initiated into that play will also see the pencil as a spaceship. The ability to cultivate that vision in another is the essence of play. Now, adults don't really see the spaceship. They might play along with the child, but they usually can't really play with him. And because of this, they believe that, unlike the child, they exist in objective reality. Don't be fooled. This is merely because perceiving a pencil as a spacecraft is a bridge too far for most adults. It's too overtly whimsical or ludicrous. On the other hand, if I were, say, to see you as you most desire in your heart of hearts to be seen, you will likely join me in that shared reality. If, while most other people just see you as a person like any other, I were to see a ravishing beauty or an unappreciated genius or a spiritual guru, or even just a capable adult, the temptation to join with me will likely prove greater than your capacity to resist, provided I can identify the right desire. The reason why this works is that most people secretly believe these things about themselves. Their vanity harbors the conviction that they are exceptional in some regard, and they must constantly contend with the ego injury of being surrounded by people who, in their own ignorance and self-interest, cannot recognize them as such. Meeting someone who sees them not as everyone else sees them, but as they see themselves, means entering into a shared reality in which things are slightly more the way they believe they should be. It's meeting someone who also sees the spaceship. This is the essence of play, and it's a very seductive prospect. Now, it's also important to keep in mind that the best play is serious play. Like when we watch a movie, we want the actors to take their roles seriously. If they were to break the fourth wall or step out of character, the illusion is shattered, and we can no longer be seduced into the world of the film. We may even be annoyed and ask for our money back. And this is why the best seducers are sincere, and the next best seducers can feign sincerity effectively. That is, if you get the sense that I don't truly believe that you're a ravishing beauty or an unappreciated genius or what have you, and that I'm only playing along with your desired self-perception, like the adult who humors a child by swearing the pencil is a spaceship, then the spell of seduction is broken. The play was too obviously play, which prevented you from getting swept up into the story. For play to succeed, it must be serious and sincere. That is, it must pretend it isn't play. This is what I mean when I say that people play at not playing, as this is the most effective and therefore desirable kind of play. Of course, it's important to remember that even when you're playing and not playing, you're still playing. You are not who you think you are. No book can contain its own author, and no one else is who they think they are either. However, the vast majority of adults are about the business of playing at who they think they are, and doing so very seriously and sincerely to boot. This can create the appearance of constancy and reliability, which itself can be seductive to the right person. It's typically someone embroiled in chaos and drama, but it also generally demands the repression of those aspects of our personality that are antithetical to that stability. And it's this repressed material that is seduction's favorite medium. By remembering that you are not who you think you are, by remembering that you have been playing at not playing, you create room for yourself to maneuver, to express different dimensions of your personality as the situation warrants. This will help make you more flexible, adaptive, and ultimately effective in seduction, as you'll be able to tailor your approach to the individual in question. And by remembering that other people are not who they think they are, by remembering that they are repressing aspects of themselves to maintain the illusion of playing at not playing, you embolden yourself to tap into those hidden desires. Contrary to popular belief, most people want to be seduced. They're dying to be seduced. Without seduction and the promise of escape that play offers, life for most people would just be discharging an interminable series of responsibilities until they die. It would be a humorless obligation or a banal transaction. Draw the other into a separate, shared reality that reflects their vanities or repressed personalities. Seriously and sincerely play at seeing the other as the other would like to be seen. Introduce sexual interest at the right moment, and voila, you have the recipe for a successful seduction. And this is important to remember because it seems to me that many of the content creators speaking to men these days on intersexual dynamics are inordinately focused on the importance of being an alpha male. It's not that these guys are wrong. Expressing dominance and cultivating an alpha representation will absolutely help you get women. It's just not the only way to seduce, which is great news for guys like me who don't tower over their intrasexual competition. The greatest seducers in history, the Don Juans and the Kovas, weren't underwear models with seven-figure incomes. They succeeded not because they presented as hypermasculine. In fact, that can sometimes be a liability, but because they were able to draw their targets into a separate reality in which the women in question believed they could be provided with what they most desired. And more than anything else, what most women desire is an emotional experience. You do not need abs or a bank account to do this, my guys. What you need is the ability and willingness to play with meaning in a way that is emotionally relevant to a woman, and this more than anything else is the essence of game. What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below, and please send this episode to someone who you think might benefit from its message, because it's word-of-mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. As always, I appreciate your support, and thank you for listening.